guys, welcome back to my channel. It is another video day. It is Friday and I post videos at least once a week, and this week I'm doing 2 videos and they're both book reviews, which is really odd because I don't really do book reviews. But because I read 3 books last week, I thought I'd give you 2 book reviews. I already have a review of this book on my channel, on my blog, which I will link down below. But if you're interested in seeing the video review, which is this review, then keep watching. So today I'm reviewing The Hate You Give by Angie. This is an own voices novel about a girl who witnesses the murder of her best friend and how she deals with this whole situation. So if you haven't read this book or you want to read this book, stick around and I will explain what it is and then I'll do a spoiler discussion afterwards. The Hate You Give is a young adult novel basically about the whole situation that is going on in the States and has been going on in the States for a while now. It is about Black Lives Matter and things like that, standing up for police brutality, which is what this is. Basically, 16-year-old Star lives in the ghetto, which is also known as Garden Heights, and she goes to a really fancy white person's school. Basically, she lives in 2 worlds. She lives in Garden Heights, which is where she grew up. It is where there is drugs, there is violence, there is basically all the bad things that you don't want to deal with. But she's lucky enough to go to a really fancy school in a fancy neighbourhood because her parents can afford to send her there, and also her uncle is a cop and he can afford to look after them at times and stuff like that. She's not part of the gangs, but she has a lot of friends who are, and in particular her best friend Khalil. He is not really a gang member, but he does have some involvement with drugs, and one time at a party, which happens at the very beginning of the book, there is some shooting at the party, and so he offers to drive her home safe so that then her parents don't really worry. But on the way home they get pulled over by a cop, and therefore things kind of go down and it's kind of really sad. So the cop accuses Khalil of having drugs and speeding and just doing things that he wasn't doing. He was literally driving at a normal speed, taking Star home. And then as the cop is going back to his car, Khalil leans in and asks Star if she's okay, and the cop decides to shoot Khalil and kill him. And basically this whole book is about Star having to stand up for herself and stand up for what happened. She's not seen as the witness of the book because they keep that hidden, like identity stuff, you know, but she decides to finally stand up for herself after heaps of riots and protests, and she basically just wants to show people that Black lives do matter and he was killed for no reason. And it's really it's a really relevant story, honestly, to how the time is now. I don't personally live in the United States, so I don't have to deal with any of that. I live in New Zealand. The worst thing we deal with is like we have some bad things, but not that bad. And this whole book kind of addresses this whole issue of racism, and Star deals a lot with her rich white friends doing racist remarks and saying racist things to her, especially about Khalil, how they think he's a thug and all these bad things, but he's actually he's a guy who is struggling with his life and he's not in the best situation. And that's what the media portrays him as, someone who is a thug despite the fact they know nothing about him. I really enjoyed this book. In fact, it was really eye-opening to how things kind of work in the States and how things are really different to how it is here. I don't deal, like I said, I don't deal with any of this stuff. I have never had to deal with any of this protest, violence, anything like that, because we don't have that in New Zealand. So our protests aren't that, not important, but they aren't as big and as life-changing as this sort of stuff. And it was really, I just really enjoyed this book. And if you're looking for a book that is really diverse and talks about different cultures, this is a book that I would definitely recommend. I rated this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. I don't really know why I didn't rate it 5 out of 5 stars. Maybe I'll change my rating. I don't know honestly, I don't really know what I rated it. I think I'm going to rate this 5 out of 5 stars instead of 4.5 out of 5 stars because I actually really loved it and I can see why people are recommending it. So I don't really have any spoilery things to talk about. I just want to do a whole discussion about it and talking about what happens in the book and just general book discussion stuff. And tell you guys what I rated it. If you guys are interested in seeing more reviews and more things like this, I do sometimes spoiler discussions, sometimes non-spoiler discussions, I do book hauls, I do TBRs and wrap-ups, I just talk about books. If there's any book things you want me to talk about, I am interested. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will post again on Wednesday next week, probably with another book discussion or something. I read too many books for my own good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, let me know what you thought about this book, let me know if you're interested in reading it, and I'll see you guys all next week on my channel again. Bye!